to my beautiful souls, my amazing hearts, my talented minds, my beautiful people inside and out, man. If you're here, I know you're here because you believe in a message that isn't necessarily mainstream, isn't necessarily gonna be the most popular, isn't necessarily always gonna make you feel the best, but you always know that I'm gonna tell you the truth. Hey, um, really proud of myself. I just want to say today is the 10th of April, and it's an off day. I usually I can't take naps, but got a lot done during the day, prepared for whatever I have to in terms of work. As you can see down here, been working. But besides that, um, cleaned up a bit, did a bit of washing, and yeah, man, I just treated myself good. I'm a really, really hard worker, and I feel almost an overachiever, according to other people's standards. But yeah, when I do get the chance to actually take a break, I usually don't. And today was so different. It's just been so much happening. And I realized that, like, for me to actually make it through these weeks, I'm gonna have to make the most of the breaks. But yeah, man, today's video is gonna be a quick one, an interesting one, and it's about spiritual gifts. I'm actually considering, also depending on how this video does, I'm considering doing. My shoulders are so sore. I'm considering doing a spiritual gift series. So I might just a few times during the week, maybe even, okay, we'll see. I'm not gonna make promises, but what I will say is I am planning on dropping a few more videos about these spiritual gifts. But today's one is about clairvoyance. Yeah, if you don't know what clairvoyance is, it is the ability to see clearly, right? That's literally what clairvoyance means, to see clearly, to see with clear vision, um, to not see through the eye that we are trained to the eyes that we are trained to see with, but yeah, to see things for what they really are, man. And yeah, it's a bit messy in here, but it's all good. Yeah, it's the gift to see things for how they really are, and not the way we've been trained to see it with these two eyes of ours, right? And I realized that, I mean, as a kid, I knew I was gifted. I never really understood that I had all these gifts, but now that I am older, I'd like to really share. For anyone else who might be wondering, hey, am I a little bit insane? Am I crazy for feeling this way, for like seeing beyond the veil, so to speak, for picking up on something that nobody else seems to pick up on? And I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, no, you're not crazy. You're incredibly gifted. Um, but whether this is a gift or a curse to you depends on what you do with it. And yes, I think that might be the title. Spiritual gifts, clairvoyance, a gift or a curse. I say it's a gift. And funny enough, my sister in a conversation a few weeks ago asked me this, like, she, oh, sorry guys, my shoulders are really sore, so I'm switching in between. Like, it's crazy, I don't know why. Haven't really, it's not like hard working out, really, over the last few days. It's just like, yeah, just cleaning up around, writing things on a board, like all the time up high. So yeah, I'm gonna be switching in between. But I spoke to my sister a few days ago, and she asked me like, "Hey, Naldo," my nickname Naldo, Ronaldo being the full name. Um, isn't it ever overwhelming for you to have this ability? Don't you ever get overwhelmed by it? You know? Um, yeah, basically just that. Aren't you ever overwhelmed by this ability that you have to see things for what they really are, or just no, she said to see what other people do not. And I told her like, you know what, thank you sis, but nah, it's actually not overwhelming. As a kid, and from my younger days, so when I was really young and up to my teenage years, so let's say the end of high school, yes, it was a little bit, it was overwhelming at times, because now looking back at hindsight, and hindsight being 2020, right? I realized that if I had just known and what was really happening, known that it was something special, and it was normal to feel this, even though other people do not. Not many people do not. There are many others in this world who have the gift, and it's actually freely accessible to everyone, which I'll also get into. But just to complete one thought at a time, it's that yes, it was overwhelming. You know, when certain things happened, this I'm really gonna delve into it properly one day. But when certain things on my shoulder, when certain things would happen and no one else would see what I saw, I would claim what I believed I saw, right? But I would never really back it up when no one else is backing it up, because I didn't really understand the spiritual realm and all of that. I've always loved God. I was raised in a sort of really orthodox Christian environment, where almost cultish, where people would want you to just believe their way, their interpretation of the Bible, of who God is, who Jesus is the only way to go. And then from that being taken into China, where you're sort of exposed to Buddhism and what are the main religions? Yeah, it actually is Buddhism, um, and just atheism as well. I realize now a lot of people just don't believe in anything, right? And then later on in India as well. Damn, that nap. Look at the hair. And then later on in my life in India as well, right, where it's Hinduism, Jainism, Islam, a whole bunch of things. But the whole point is, when I wish, no, you know what, I don't wish anything against that. I'm glad for all of those experiences, because I now think that all of those really contributed to my overall understanding of the similarities in all religions, the differences in all beliefs, but also ultimately what the ultimate truths are, because in these religions there are commonalities, but yes, it's led me to the ultimate truth and truths, but the one big truth that is. And I say it with full confidence, as you can see in the smile. But what I want to say is, if I had just been certain and really more mature in my studying for myself, then I would have known what it is. I only started doing diligent study when I sort of started to isolate, not on purpose, but at university, when I chose to go to a place far away from home, where I knew no one there. I was there for purely for education. Damn, my hair really was fucked up in that nap. It's all good though. Um, but yeah, it was at that time when I started to really delve into self-educating myself on all of these topics, right? So yeah, I did that. Actually, I love how I love the sun so much. How the light hits me over here. Um, but no, man, amazing. So I realize now that this really is a real gift. Certain things that you would, when I was a kid, I would always, certain things would happen where I would tell my mom, for example, someone would say something to her. She was a debt collector, not a debt collector, money lender at some point, and a lot of people would cross her, so to speak, and always come up with excuses, delay payment and stuff. I just remember this, right? So certain things would happen where I'd be like, "Hey, mom, this and this person who just came to our house. I have this and this feeling about them. It's not a good one. Whatever she said there was definitely a lie." Um, but then I would, as a kid, right? If your parent dismisses your thought, if you're not sure of yourself, you're just gonna be like, "Okay, fine, then you're not gonna really. How can you back it up, right?" So that's just one example, but many other things have happened where I've sort of been able to protect the people around me. And this is what I want to say: it's not a curse, depending on how you use your gift. So if you are fully aware of it and you're using this to spread positive aims, to bring good into the world, to prevent harm, to warn people about falsehoods, about people who might pose dangers to them, then it is a beautiful thing. And that is what I've ultimately been using it for lately. More on a personal level, because not everyone is ready or willing to hear and believe your so called spiritual beliefs, right? So called in their minds. But I've been doing that, man. just being guided fully in the spirit, but where to go, who to connect with, even ending up here, just knowing that it's time to make a move, just all these little things, when to leave a certain environment that is toxic, like all of it has been perfect, and I've been able to sort of prevent so much more calamity that probably would have followed had I not acted on my instinct, right? This clairvoyance comes from you see clearly, but to act on it and believe it, you have to really be in touch with, and this is, yes, this is really a gift. To be in touch with it, you have to really be have a clear mind as well, and know that, trust yourself and know that your gut is your inner GPS, right? I've said that in many videos, but you follow it and it never lies, it never leads you astray, right? Now, how I think this gift, a lot of people have it, I think all of us have it innately within us. Uh, some people, of course, are more inclined to spirituality and these kind of concepts just due to their genetics, right? But then other people can also look. I've had it from a young age, but it was cultivated later on in life through certain spiritual practices. Really, really being in isolation, really thinking for myself, doing fervent reading of a variety of texts to come to just understanding, to trust, right? To come to the truth and understand what it is that I'm feeling. To start exercising the body, moving it really, really well, right? Clearing blockages in the body. If someone tries to tell you that it's evil, it's ridiculous. To have this body was given to you by God. It's your temple, and it said that you should keep it clean and you should take care of it. You should, you should. What do you how do you treat a temple? You keep it holy. Now, you're doing that from within. Obviously, you should do the same from the outside, but when you do that from within, eating the right things, cleansing it now and then, often rather regularly, then ultimately, just like right a well-serviced car or an engine, it'll run smoothly, right? So that, what else? What else? For some people as well, these gifts can be how can I say, triggered by these heightened senses. Can be triggered by really traumatic events, and that's the case for me. Something happened at university, which I'm gonna get into in another video, or near-death experiences, right? Also, clear had one of those, few of those. Anyway, yeah, I just want to say that it's a gift and not a curse. If you know how to use it, if you're using it for the right purposes, just know that it's powerful and it's really, 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 really something that you should be thankful to God for. Peace, guys.